Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange 2. We're going to be talking about Doctor Strange 2 today, guys. Are you ready? Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And we're going to get right into the day's stories, guys, starting off with the Doctor Strange 2 poster that just emerged online. Doctor Strange 2 poster reveals new look at Multiverse of Madness heroes and gives us our first sort of official, not really official, because we've seen her in the trailers, but it reveals the new hero, America Chavez. And there she is right there. Now, it is a little bit better down below here, and we'll take a look at it when it's blown up. But I wanted to start off today's stories with some good headlines, with something nice, because we have to go and talk about some bad things. But Doctor Strange 2, how Professor X, no, we don't need that. Okay, so there it is. It's an international poster out of Indonesia. Something about cars, Shell, V-Powered, and gas. And there's the poster. And of course, I'll blow that up a little bit so you guys can see that a little bit better. You got Scarlet Witch on there, you got Wong, and there's America Chavez. What do you guys think about that? That's just a cool little story, a little quick, whoo, that's nice to start off the movie news stories of the day. And with that being said, let's get right into it, guys. You're watching Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, where we actually do talk about the actual headlines. And here's the rundown for today. Now, we do have something else that's come up in the last 15 minutes, and that's the Obi-Wan series is being delayed. Bummer. But we'll talk about that right after this. And then we'll get back into the Chris Rock, and Will Smith situation at the Oscars. We'll talk about those two stories there. And then Morbius drops out tonight on the big screen. It comes out, right? We saw last night that the embargo dropped. And we'll take a look at the tomato meter. The Lost City is also out in theaters. And did you know that that has a post-credit scene? I didn't, so I left before that. We'll talk about that. Apparently there's some new Spy Kids movies in the works. Bruce Willis retires from acting because of a medical condition. We'll talk about that too. And Michael Bay says that he made too many Transformers movies, to which I have to, agree, because that's fairly obvious. And we'll talk about that. Creed 3 has some new set images that we'll take a look at. And there's been a story this week that I didn't want to talk about, and then it really became moot. It's really irrelevant now. The Falcon, I misspelled that there. Falcon and Winter Soldier was, like, I guess, censored and then uncensored, and then it's really nothing now. So with that being said, guys, if you are watching us live, I'll always talk with you guys in the live chat. And if you're watching us afterwards, all of these stories will be linked in time codes in the description below, and you'll be able to find them there in the comments and such. So let's just get right into it. Of course, you can find me on all the social media handles right there. And let's get into this Obi-Wan story that just broke a few minutes ago, really not that long ago. Obi-Wan Kenobi premiere bump back will now debut first 2 episodes. So what's happening here is that they're delaying it a few days, but they're going to debut 2 episodes for Obi-Wan. So I think that works actually a little bit better. And they bumped it back from the Wednesday. It was supposed to come out on a Wednesday, May 25th, but now it's going to come out on Fridays. And I feel like Fridays are so much better for me because we got things like Survivor on Wednesdays, and we've been doing, like, Moon Knight just came out, and it makes Wednesdays for me very congested. But it looks like it's going to come out on Friday, May 27th now. We'll premiere with 2 episodes instead of just 1, and that's good. That's going to give a lot of people enough meat to chew on for the first episodes to give us a real good feeling as to what the series is going to be like. Now, there's only going to be 4 episodes after that. But you know what? I think we're going to eat it up just like that. And that means that May 27th will definitely be busy. And Ewan McGregor came out and announced this on Obi-Wan Kenobi's Twitter.
Our premiere date is moving just a couple of days from Wednesday,
Okay, so
May the 27th.
So yeah, he just told you exactly what I just said.
Together.
And then they show a little bit of the clips of the can't play that music because of copyright reasons, and this is a live show. And they just show little clips from the teaser there. There's no new imagery in there. And he's just like, sorry for the inconvenience, and that makes sense, right?
Exclusively on Disney Plus.
Exclusively on Disney Plus, and I'm still excited for it. I'm hyped. It does make a little bit of sense, yeah, because I'm guessing they were looking at their numbers for Moon Knight, and maybe it wasn't as good as they thought. But I did watch Moon Knight, guys, and there's a live watch along that you can watch up on the channel there. But the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi arrive on May 27th. So it's only delayed for a couple of days. And I figured that we might as well address that quickly here off the top, because I am looking forward to this franchise. Fuzz in the live chat says, hey, man, hey, how's it going? Cool. How's your Thursday going? Are you excited? Are you going to go see Morbius tonight? We'll talk about that in a few moments. But I want to address this subject now, because I think it's going to be good to tie it into maybe like a little channel announcement too. Well, not really an announcement, but it shows us where we need to go with this news stuff, because this is the story that I should have led off with. This is on the big trades, and I'm been consciously not wanting to put this stuff up there, because it's not as much as it is, yes, movie and entertainment news. It doesn't go with what I wanted to talk about, with the fact that I wanted to talk about new movies coming out. I wanted to talk about who's being cast in those movies, release dates, and stuff like that. And this is more about like the drama stuff. But, you know, my video that came out on Sunday was huge from the channel, and it did expose more people to the content. So it does address the issue that I have to stretch out and reach beyond the niche of the movie news audience, because, guys, the 20, 30 views that these videos get, it's very topical. So maybe I do have to dive a little bit more into these and start sensationalizing it and making it more attractive for people to watch these kinds of stories. But it's something I'm going to study. The analytics for that video are not yet complete. It always takes YouTube a couple of days to complete those analytics, so I can get the full picture as to what I should be doing and shouldn't be doing to get that kind of process again. Because it would be nice if the daily movie news show did get even 100 views, but they haven't. What does are the trailer reactions, the movie reviews. They go and they get the views. So Chris Rock, standing ovation at first show. So he came out and started his stand-up routine again. And okay, so that's good. People were giving him support, and they should be giving him support, because because of the whole situation, the beginning slapped in front of the entire world kind of thing. And he did say some stuff. He did give a response to it. He did respond, and that's the big headline. Chris Rock responds to the Will Smith situation at the Oscars. I don't have a bunch of stuff to say about what happened. So if you came to hear that, I don't have a whole show I wrote before this weekend, and I'm kind of still processing what happened. So I have a whole show I wrote before this weekend, and I'm still processing what happened, Rock said. So at some point, I'll talk about that stuff. It'll be serious and it'll be funny. So he's going to talk about it eventually. And I think he's just like most people out there, that they're still processing what happened and what should happen. And I'm going to go through this point right now too. All the celebrities are coming out. And this is what I meant by I could go into these stories, like all of these celebrities coming out and criticizing the stuff. And the only reason why I wanted to talk about Minnie Driver is because she did, the Academy issued a statement, and she got a letter saying that, that gave us a little bit more insight, saying that there was no explanation why no one stepped in to assist Chris Rock in the aftermath. And she was very upset about that, that this letter from the Academy has been blundering this so badly. And you get all of these stars coming out and reacting to it and saying, I wouldn't have expected this kind of behavior, like from Ron Howard. So we're just going to look at those at a glance and realize that, yes, the Academy fumbled the ball, but Chris Rock, it looks like he's going to be okay from this. He's going to address it later on down the road when he formulates exactly how he wants to address it, because it's still still fresh. So talking about how the Oscars blundered this whole situation, let's go and talk about Will Smith, because now some new details have come to light. Faces possible suspension, which I think, yes, not expulsion, but suspension, a couple of years maybe from the Academy. And apparently the Academy did ask him to leave, and he refused. He didn't want to leave, which I felt like he should have been escorted out. They should have just escorted him out, still gave him the award. I still think they should have given him the award, but just someone else would have had to accept it on his behalf, and not Jada, somebody else. Just to have one of the hosts come out and say, I accept this award on behalf of Will Smith. And that's the way they should have gone, because the Academy, it's looking more bad for the Academy than it is Will Smith, because he's come out and started to try to say, I'm sorry for all of this stuff. But I think that if he really wanted to make good on this, like he wanted to start healing the bridges, there's talk of people saying that he should be stripped of the award, and I felt like that at the night of. I don't think that he should be stripped of it, but what if he consciously gave up the award and said, I relinquish this, and despite of my behavior, I realize while I earned it, and that's the thing, I earned this. People say, well, no, he earned the award, so you can't take that away from him. But that's the way that you earn something. You can also unearn something. And when somebody says something stupid, like, we don't judge people by the worst behavior, like when you hear a pundit say that, just turn off your ears from them, because yes, you can judge somebody by their worst behavior. You have to. You can't just say, well, that was a bad night, so let's forget about it. No. But I would say that if he relinquished his award, that would become a very gracious and noble, honorable thing to do. And that would begin to curry back favor in the public sphere. And as much as he would hate to do that, as anyone would hate to do that, I think maybe that's a possibility that he should at least consider, because he was asked to leave and he didn't want to leave. That's terrible. That's awful. Yes, he should have left. And if he didn't want to leave, then the Oscars, they're just realizing that they dropped the ball on this whole situation. So let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'm hoping that we're getting towards the end of all of this stuff for the week, and other than that, I like when you go to the big trades, you go to the deadlines, the varieties, the Hollywood Reporters, this stuff is splashed all over the page. So it's kind of like, this is what's driving views. This is what people want to talk about. This is what people are searching about. So I have to talk about it, and I should be making the thumbnails and the titles for people to go out there and do that. I know that's the process from journalism and stuff like that you should be riding that wave. I choose not to. And I always thought that made my channel a little bit different. I still addressed it. I still talked about it, but I'm not milking it, because I hate that feeling of milking something for everything that it's worth. I hate that feeling. And it's something that I just don't want to do. And this came up, like Will Smith, what do you do now? I Am Legend 2. He announced that like a week and a half ago. And is anybody really interested in seeing this now? There are people putting out articles, once again, trying to milk that angle. Hey, Will Smith is in the headlines, so let's draw this stuff out about I Am Legend 2 and his upcoming projects. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And it's like, no, man, I don't want to give that stuff press. I don't even want to acknowledge it. But we'll see how that plays out. And I got to formulate another strategy to try to get the same kind of response. I don't want it to always be negative or outrage culture on this channel. I want it to be about cool stuff. But I need to try to formulate a strategy to get that kind of response, like the Oscar show response, but with other topics. That's what I need to do. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. Let's move on to what's opening up tonight. Morbius. Now, last night I got on the tomato meter, and you saw I posted a short about the Morbius reception. So I thought I'd go online this morning and see if the tomato meter has changed any for Morbius. and it hasn't, 16%, with 45 reviews. And I'll read you some good ones and some bad ones here. So I'll just take it off the top here. Good one. Morbius does eventually become a cluttered slugfest, as all things must, but for much of its run, it is a stylish, intriguingly toned story of a man trying to thwart mortality. Well, we know from the character that he's got some kind of blood condition, right? So he goes to try to cure himself in the mountains with this weird abstract thing that eventually turns him into a vampire. That's the Morbius story. So let's read some bad ones here. A misbegotten superhero horror hybrid. A bland, competent, and safe superhero adventure that seems destined to be forgotten before its end credits finish. And talking about end credits, I'm not going to stay around for any post-credit scenes. I don't want to stay around for any post-credit scenes if it sucks. But here's the thing. I've been really enjoying the trailers for this. And I've been hyped for this for months. And when it got delayed, I was a little bit bummed out. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to go into this expecting it to suck. We get that vibe. And I'm going to go into Morbius tonight. And I'm going to watch it. And I'm going to try to be as open-minded as I possibly can. I'm going to hope that everybody, I'm not going to try to jump onto that bandwagon, because once I see that the opportunity is there, I know it's going to be easy just to say, oh yeah, everybody says that it sucks. I'm going to say that too. No, I'm going to look at it with my eyes and my focus, my determinations on how I rank movies and break down movies. And I'll be as critical as I can. And if I enjoy it, I'll let you guys know that for sure. So it's a little bit of an experiment here tonight, that I hope that I get proven wrong. That 16%, that's like 1.5 out of 10, right? 1.6 out of 10. That means for me to give the score that low, that means the story would have to be awful. The story premise alone would only give you like 0.5. So you'd be giving a point for something else. The watchability wouldn't be there. The cinematography wouldn't be there. The soundtrack wouldn't be there. The acting, the directing. You're saying that all of these factors are not there for Morbius. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be looking for my 5 factors. And I'll rank it accordingly. And I'll give it its fair due, for sure. Whoops. Okay. Speaking of things opening up this weekend, Morbius was supposed to make like 40 million or so. But The Lost Weekend came out last weekend, and it's going to be up against Morbius now. And I wonder if The Lost City is going to be... Yeah, no, it'll be second place, but Morbius will be number 1. But apparently The Lost City had an end credits scene. Perfectly sets up a sequel for what? Now, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but I don't... if these videos only get like 20 or 40 views, nobody's going to be pulling out the hair over this. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, just fast forward through this story. Yes, you've seen from the trailers that Brad Pitt comes into the movie and then he's not there for the bigger part because he gets shot and blood gets all over Channing Tatum's character, and you assume that he's dead. I thought he was dead, but apparently he's not dead. Apparently he is somewhat resurrected. He comes back at the end, is for what this article is saying. And there's a post-credit scene of them all training together. That's Brad Pitt's trainer, Jack Trainer, makes an appearance confirming that he miraculously survived being shot in the head earlier in the movie. Jack says this is possible because humans only use 10% of their brains to function. Wow. So yeah, it that has that campy, cheesy feel that the movie had. So they're saying that Brad Pitt survived being shot in the head, and they're going to be training. He's going to train Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum's character in this post-credit scene. Now I'm very curious. I'm going to have to go online and see if anybody recorded this because I want to see it. And then they're saying that this could set up a sequel. That the three of them will go on another adventure, and it'll be like a running gag that Brad Pitt will die each time in one of these movies. Bizarre, man. So there you go. If you go see The Lost City this weekend instead of Morbius, stick around for the post-credits if you want to, and you'll see this post-credit scene that slightly spoilers, but who cares? All right, let's move on. Spy Kids. Were you a fan of Spy Kids? Netflix lands new Spy Kids movie with Robert Rodriguez back as director. So he's going to make another Spy Kids movie. Obviously not with these kids because they're in their 20s now. And, okay. You know what? I like the first Spy Kids movie. I actually saw that in the theater in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And then I never went back to see the sequels that came out. There's like, 4 or 5 sequels that came out. I like the cast because I like Carla Gugino. Wasn't Hulk Hogan one of the bad guys in one of these or something? Or Sylvester Stallone or something? I don't know. But apparently, he's going to be making a Netflix movie for Spy Kids. Okay, that's fine. And it's going to join their works of other kids projects. Family projects. Netflix continues to prioritize family projects. So that's what they're going to do with this Spy Kids movie, to be included with Slumberland, Millie Bobby Brown's Enola Holmes 2. Yeah, so that kind of stuff. Spy Kids marks a return to Netflix for Rodriguez, who made the 2020 superhero movie We Can Be Heroes for the company. A sequel to that is apparently reportedly in the works too. Huh. Okay. Spy Kids on Netflix. What do you think? With Rodriguez. Hey, anything that keeps him away from Star Wars is good as far as I am concerned, because the Boba Fett episodes that he directed were the worst ones, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. This story broke yesterday about Bruce Willis stepping away from acting because of aphasia, which is a brain condition. I guess it means that your brain just isn't going to, it doesn't translate people's words out of their mouths anymore for you, so you have trouble understanding people. And that's a bummer, man. Yeah, due to the diagnosis, Willis is stepping away from the career that has meant so much to him. And everybody's been coming out and giving their condolences and wishing him all the best, that he comes through it. And that's great that people are giving that support to him. And let's go down and see some of the comments here. Die Hard will be one of my favorite movies, and it was one of my favorite action movies. And Moonlighting was a fun series. Yeah. Yeah, and just fans are coming out in force for Bruce. So with that being said, I just wanted to mention my favorite Bruce Willis role. Actually isn't Die Hard, and it isn't anything from the Shamhammer movies. It's in this movie called Death Becomes Her with Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn, where he plays like a plastic surgeon. And it's directed by Robert Zemeckis. And he plays this guy that has to put up with Meryl Streep, that's a diva. And he becomes like an alcoholic. And it just allows him to become and stretch himself as an actor. You see a lot of range in Bruce Willis in this role. He goes from down to up, and from absurd to screaming. And it's just, I think it's his best role. But you can't go wrong with like even cheesy ones like Hudson Hawk. Of course, Die Hard. Fifth Element is probably one of his better films too. And yeah, I liked Unbreakable and Sixth Sense for sure. But this one, I cherish this role for him, because if you've seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. He just goes to another level in it. And it's probably because he's working with great talents like Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. I feel like that's cool too. Fuzz in the live chat says, I like Bruce in the erotic thriller called Color of Night. Yes, I remember that movie. And I like the twist at the end of that one too, because I didn't see that one coming. And that's something that I think maybe I need to revisit that one. And you saw the full Monty in that one too, didn't you? Yeah. And that's something that Bruce never shied away from too either. He wasn't shy about that. And you saw that in Pulp Fiction too when he was doing those scenes. Something I thought I remember a quote from him saying that it was important that, he didn't put on one of those little socks down there for that. That he was always concerned about the integrity of the project. People like Kevin Smith have come out now and said that he wants to bury the hatchet with their beefs, because he had a huge beef with Kevin Smith when they made Cop Out. And people are just coming out in support of Bruce Willis. And I just got to say, thank you for the work. And I will always cherish all of those movies that you made. And I hope things work out for you. And the remaining years that you have, I want them to be good ones. Let's see who else. Oh yeah, Sylvester Stallone came out and also wanted him to send his best wishes and such. I guess there they are when they're younger. Wow, going on a roller coaster of some kind. They were friends, so that's cool. That's cool. Okay. Let's go on and talk about the Transformers, because this one is going to be a fun topic to talk about. Michael Bay has come out and said that he made too many Transformer movies. Really? It's a bit late for that. Ever since the third one came out, Dark of Moon, right? He said that this will be my last one. I'm not going to make any more movies, and that's Transformers movies, and that's it. And then he went on to make the fourth one, and he's like, okay, that's it. I'm not going to make any more. And all of us were going, hoo-hoo, yes, he's finally done. And then he comes back for the fifth one. And it's kind of like, oh, because they're cash cows. And they're cash cows not because of Michael Bay. They're cash cows because of the Transformers. I know that he's got a lot of flair. He's good at shooting action. But man, he's finally realizing that he made too many. So what does he have here? He's got a quote. I made too many of them. Steven Spielberg said, just stop at 3. And I said, I'd stop. But the studio begged me to do a fourth. And then it made $1 billion too. And then I said, I'm going to stop here, which I just said. And they begged me again, and I should have stopped. They were fun to do. But man, I guess he's out on press tours for that Ambulance Ambulance that comes out April 8th. But yes, he made too many. And aside from the first movie, which I still have, I have the steel box of the first movie with the Transformers thing on it. I should have pulled that from my library. Because I did like the first Transformers movie. I still watch that sequence of when the helicopter lands down and transforms and starts destroying the base. Epic scene. The highway scene is epic. He just didn't get it. He didn't get it. He made it too schlocky, and if it was taken seriously, it would have been great. And when he got off of it, they did give us a really good Transformer movie in Bumblebee. I thought Bumblebee was a fantastic Transformers movie. And I felt like that was awesome. And we're going to get another Transformers movie next year without him called Rise of the Beasts, which I haven't heard any movement on recently, but Stephen Caple Jr., the guy who made Creed 2, is directing it, and it's going to deal with Optimus Primal. Ron Perlman is going to voice him. Cool. Once again, though, it'll have the younger cast in it, of like actual human actors in it. So I don't know about that angle. We'll have to see how that plays out. But Peter Cullen is going to come back as Optimus Prime. That'll get transformed into Optimus Primal. So we'll have to see how that goes. And yes, Transformers, I do believe, is better off without Michael Bay anywhere near them, as far as I'm concerned. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, talking about Creed 2. Now, this is something that doesn't really deal with the director of Creed 2, but their Creed 3 set images reveal a shredded Jonathan Majors in training. Now, there's not much known about this plot, but we do know that Michael B. Jordan is going to be back in it, and he's going to be directing, but by the sounds of it, Sly's not going to be in this one, which is a bummer. because he said that he's done with the Rocky legacy. So if he comes back, it'll be just like a cameo at most. He's not going to be that trainer role, or there's going to be like a flashback. I need to finish watching Creed 2. But apparently this one is going to be like potentially maybe facing off against the son of Clubber Lang, Mr. T's character from Rocky 3. That's the speculation. This Jonathan Majors will be the son of Clubber Lang from Creed 3. No, I'm not going to blow these up. Maybe I will blow them up. Who cares? Because we know we got time. We can see how ripped this guy is. Yeah. You can tell that he's cutting. He's down to low carbs. Okay, so there he is, Michael B. Jordan, right there, and they're on the set there. It looks like they're on the beach somewhere training. But did you guys like the Creed? I really liked the first Creed movie, and I got about halfway through the second one before I was like, no, I did actually finish watching the second one. I did because I wanted to make sure that Dolph Lundgren's wife had a cameo in it. I did finish watching it. It was okay. Yes, I did finish watching that one. So, yeah, I do remember that now. It just didn't resonate with me. The Creed movies were cool, but they just didn't resonate with me as much as the Rocky movies. But Creed 3 images, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Moving along, talking about Dolph Lundgren in Creed 2. He's going to be in a new action flick with Luke Wilson, Scout Taylor Compton, something called Best Man action flick. Saban Films has picked up the rights. Okay, well, I like Dolph Lundgren, and I like Scout Taylor Compton. She was in Rob Zombie's Halloween movie, and I haven't really seen her in much other things. But that's cool. Okay, so Shane Dax Taylor is going to be directing this indie based on a screenplay. Any synopsis in here, guys, that we can take a look at? That leads something called Best Man is what it's called, which is set on a remote resort amid a wedding where mercenaries take control of the property. So it's like a Die Hard scenario, right? That leads the groom, the best man, and the best friend to defeat the terrorists and save the hostages. It's a very B-movie, very 80s action-esque movie flair plot that you got there. But you know what? That's something that sounds like it's right in Dolph Lundgren's wheelhouse. That'd be cool if Dolph is the bad guy in this too. Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of intrigued by that. That sounds interesting. A remote island where their people are having weddings, a wedding, and then some terrorists come in. And okay, that sounds like it could be a lot of fun. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Now, this was a story that broke out earlier this week, and I was going to talk about it. Then I realized today that, no, it's not even worth talking about. So, well, here it is. Falcon and the Winter Soldier episodes were censored by accident and then will be restored. They were censored by accident. How does that happen? You mean somebody accidentally sat down at the computer and edited out all of the blood? They accidentally did that? What kind of BS? What kind of smoke are you trying to blow up people's tailpipes? Eagle-eyed fans were right on this, and I was like going to talk about it, but then they seem to have corrected it, saying that it was an error. So if you've seen Falcon and Winter Soldier, then rejoice that it will be restored. And I've seen some of the screenshot images of somebody lying down and they have blood on them, and they just CGI'd that out, but now that blood's going to be back on them. Whatever. I tried to watch the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I honestly did. I wasn't having it. I wasn't amused. I wasn't enthralled by it. I liked the chemistry between Bucky and Falcon, but I didn't like the angle of the story. It didn't enthrall me, and I knew even before the series started that it was just going to be the passing of the torch of him becoming the next Captain America figure. And I'm Team Iron Man too. So for me, it's hard to watch Bucky. So, yeah. Yeah, that's not really a story, is it? Is it? I don't think it really is. It's just something that happened, I suppose. All right. Let's round out the day, look at some Twitter. Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson to star in Jason Bateman's Project Artemis for Apple. Speaking about Captain America, Chris Evans and ScarJo had good chemistry in that, especially in Endgame. Their strengths really paid off, and in Winter Soldier. They really played off each other well, and they had a good dynamic on screen. So seeing them together for a movie on Apple Plus, helmed by Jason Bateman, interesting. We'll have to keep my eye out for details about that. Chris Pine is taking ballet classes. I watched this video of Great Russian... What? So, you're inspired by Russians, huh, Chris? You could have probably worded that better. He wants to be like a ballet dancer's body. What the heck? Yeah. Huh. Daniel Radcliffe, when asked to congratulate Kenneth Branagh on his Oscar win, I don't have his number. Bummer. You can just tweet about it and people will report about it. Okay, so he doesn't want to be added to the audience of people of reporting about the Will Smith Chris Rock situation either. Okay, cool. Daniel Radcliffe is coming out as a real stand-up dude, and I like him a lot. I think he's I got to keep my eye on his projects, and I really hope that the Weird Al Yankovic biopic movie, I hope he really excels in that, and people will see that, go, ooh, you know what? He's finally broken free of the mold of Harry Potter. Probably why he said that he didn't want to revisit that franchise so soon. 23 years ago today, 10 Things I Hate About You was released in theaters, really, with Heath Ledger. Huh. I have that on a VHS somewhere too. Cool. Heathers was released 33 years ago. Bradley Cooper and Carey Mulligan on Maestro. They're filming a movie in New York called Maestro. Huh. I'll have to take a look at that. Morbius, 16%. Shameful display. We'll find that out later tonight. The parties, without realizing it, I'm still casting for my film Cate Blanchett. What the heck is this? Pedro Almodovar. Zendaya. Oh, shoot. I don't want to click that link. Stay away from that site. Don't recommend me that site. It's not the fact that this site is into movie news and such. Because they're based out of the U.S., they are being funded and put the spin on it. They put a political spin on stories. That's what IndieWire does, and I don't like that. So when you watch that site, I'm very cognizant to be aware to not click on those links because I don't want to be exposed to any of that tripe. Because I want to watch movie news. I want to pay attention to movie news and stuff. And that, as much as I felt like I've got dragged into the political stuff as much this week as possible anyway. So that's how I feel about Daily Wire. Okay, so Oscar Isaac is trending worldwide because of the premiere of Moon Knight. And I have come around on Moon Knight. And I need to watch a lot of the Easter egg breakdown videos. And I want to see people's responses to this, actually. That's what I wanted to look up today. We're going to go over to Google and we're going to take a look at Moon Knight Tomato Meter. I want to see what the response is for this because I haven't looked it up yet. Okay, so Tomato Meter for Moon Knight, Episode 1, 83% from the critics. Now, the critics would have seen, like I've seen a lot of people putting out reviews that they've seen up to 4 episodes for it already. So we have to go by the audience score, and the audience score is 92% for episode 1 of Moon Knight. I wouldn't go that far, because it wasn't it wasn't a Lost, okay? You know how Lost hooked you in with, they're on an island, they're on a plane crash, there's a monster on this island? You know, it didn't have one of those whoa moments. Sort of for me, because at the end they showed this great scene in this bathroom where we got to see reflections, and I like that scene quite a bit. But some of the responses that I've been seeing are that a lot of people are confused with the jumping back and forth, not only from him in different characters, but in different settings. It's the settings that are jarring for people. And I realize that's what this character is about. So I gave it a little bit of a slack. So I wouldn't give it a 9 out of 10. I would have given it probably like a 7.5 for the first episode, maybe a 7. I'm still going to watch episode 2, but yeah, I wanted to take a look at the tomato meter there. And I think that pretty much rounds us out for today, guys. You'll have to let me know if you want to talk about any subjects in the comment section below. But it's Thursday, and I'm not going to do any more videos today, guys, other than my initial reaction out of the theater today. Because I realized, we can talk about that too. Morbius. Not Morbius, because we're on the topic of Moon Knight there. I did 3 shows yesterday, and those were 40 minutes to an hour there. That's a lot of content. It was too much content for Wednesday. So next week, I think I will do Moon Knight episode 2 on Thursdays, because it just helps me not burn out. And that's just the way that I feel like I have to do it. Unless it's so awesome that people just can't not talk about it. Hey, people are doing reactions for Boba Fett and even Mandalorian Season 2, and they're still getting views for that. So if my reaction is a day late, I apologize, but we'll have to play it. I'll have to play it like that, because I don't want to burn out. I don't. I don't even know what I'm going to play. Talking about Top Gun, we can do that. I should have put on my electric guitar for that. Oops. Maybe I'll try it in B. Yeah. So, you see how I changed key there? I'll try it in E. Oops. Are you going to have a watch party for Apollo 10.5 tomorrow? It's free on Netflix. Oh, no. Actually, what's coming out tomorrow? The Bubble. We're going to be watching The Bubble tomorrow. I think it's The Bubble that comes out tomorrow, right? That Karen Gillan movie that was supposed to be like that parody movie. That's how that goes. Cool, man. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll watch for my initial reaction on Morbius later out tonight. All right, see you tomorrow.